Well, good evening, friends. I'm Pastor Brad, and I'm here this evening to share with you our book for the night. This has been a wonderful series that Miss Sarah has offered throughout this month of December, reading Christmas stories each evening, and I'm just so thankful to be able to lend my voice to you tonight as we share in a story. Tonight's story is called May Your Life Be Deliciosa, and it's by Michael Genhart and Loris Lora. Now, I want to preface this by sharing with you about my experiences in Mexico. This story is about a family in Mexico who makes tamales. I've been on over 30 mission trips down to Mexico in my life. And one of the interesting things is one year we went right after Christmas. And as we got there, the family brought us a whole big cooler full of tamales. Now, you may not know what a tamale is, but we're going to teach you what a tamale is tonight. But one of the traditions in Mexico around Christmas time is the family gets together and makes a big batch of tamales. And they have them for their Christmas dinner, and they share them with neighbors, and they share them with friends. And I was one of their friends, and so thankful to be one of their friends. Well, this story is about a family making their tamales around Christmas time. So let me share this story with you tonight. May your life be deliciosa. Every year on Christmas Eve, my abuela Pina, mama, tia, sister, and cousins and I gather in abuela's kitchen to make tamales. Abuela is a Spanish word for grandma. A party in the kitchen, music playing, feet dancing, voices singing, storytelling. As you see, there's abuela welcoming her family, her grandkids over. It's also a lot of work. Everyone has a job to do when we make tamales. My sister Pancha and I soak and clean the corn husks in warm water, making sure to remove the silk threads. My cousins chop onions and garlic, trying not to tear up. My tia roasts the chilies. Mama prepares the corn masa dough, mixing it with lard and the roasted chilies. And abuela, she is in charge of cooking the meat with its secret seasonings. So you see there, everybody has a job to do at abuela's house making tamales. I ask abuela, where is the recipe? And she laughs. Rosie, the recipe is in my heart. I use my eyes to measure, my hands to feel, my mouth to taste. And my abuela gave it to me, and I am giving it to you. You see a picture there of abuela with her abuela. My favorite part is when abuela tells us how to make a tamale. We already know how. We do it every year. But it's abuela's stories that we love to hear again and again. When it's time, I shout, Abuela Pina, stories, por favor. And so she begins. And you can see the family all gathered around abuela, so looking forward to hearing her stories as they make tamales. Abuela says, you start with a corn husk. Una hoja. The warm water has made it softer and easier to work with. Abuela looks into my eyes and she smiles. Rosie, may you always be flexible. So she says that once you start folding that corn husk, you got to be flexible. Abuela takes the corn husk, the outer part of the tamale, and says, may you always have protection and security. The next step is just a reminder that may we always feel loved and protected. And then abuela applies the dough to the corn husk. Not too thick, not too thin. And abuela says, la masa comes from corn. Like a cornstalk, may you always stand tall and proud. and how important it is for us to stand up tall and be proud of who we are and proud of our family. Then Abuela adds the meat filling with roasted chilies. May you always have food to eat and spice to make things special. It's always good to add a little spice to life, isn't it? Right? To be funny, to be jokers, and just to be ourselves. And then Abuela adds an olive, placing the olive right at the heart of the tamale. And Abuela says, may you always have love and affection in your life, always. Just like our heart deep inside of us, to put an olive in a tamale, to know that we are to carry love with us. Abuela then folds the tamale, bringing one side toward the center and the other before folding the bottom upward. And Abuela says, may you have lots and lots of hugs. You see Abuela getting the hugs from her grandchildren. How important it is that we feel that love and share that love with our hugs. Abuela places the tamale in a large pot, one tamale leaning upon another. May you always have the support of family and community. And though she's putting the tamales in a pot, this is pictures of how important our family are. I hope you always know how important your family and how your community, your church family is important to you too. Now it's my turn. With Abuela's wishes in my heart, I take my place in the kitchen, and shoulder to shoulder, we all make dozens and dozens of tamales. We soak the husk, warm and soft. We spread the masa and stand up tall. We add the meat and hear our stomachs growl. We hide the olive and dream of love. We fold them snug like Abuela's hugs. I don't need a recipe. I use my eyes to measure, my hands to feel, and my mouth to taste. And you can see the family working side by side, everybody doing their part. And just like Abuela, they don't need a recipe. They have their hands, their eyes, and their mouths. And then we wait for the tamales to steam, their delicious scent filling the air of the house. Abuela reminds us all, may you always have patience with yourself and others. We groan. A few hours of waiting feels like a lifetime. Kind of does when you're hungry, doesn't it? You get told to wait. And the tamales sometimes take a while to cook. But how important it is to be patient, not only with our food, but with other people. But when it's time to eat, we carefully unwrap the tamales one by one. Deliciosa! May your life be delicious, Abuela sings. Every Christmas Eve we gather, year after year after year. And you see Abuela singing with her family, so happy to have everyone together as they share in their tamales. But even more than that, sharing in love and in hope and in community. And Rosie says, and now I give to you what my Abuela gave to me. You start with una hoja, which means you start with a corn husk. That's the end of our book. Thank you for letting me read tonight, Miss Sarah. Thank you for letting me share the story with you and to share with you my love for the community of Mexico and all that culture brings. And so as you close your eyes tonight and rest your head, I hope that you know that you feel God's love. God bless you and good night.